Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So please allow me to share. So allow me to share my screen. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone. So this it's going to be a brief meeting. I'm just going to put you through PubMed, Embase, and Google Scholar Search. I've been able to get an Embase login. You need an institutional login before you can actually carry out a search on their database. But the problem is that the person said I should not share his login details. So even though I'm going to teach everyone how to carry out a search on Embase, at the end of the day, I will be the one to do the search for everyone or anybody that's anything that's interested in doing an Embase search. But the knowledge is not wasted. You can also use it for future purposes. Okay, so I'll share my screen now. Hello?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Sorry, call came in. So which group is currently, Dr. Akin, are you around?
I'm right here.
Okay, so your team is here. Dr. Tega's team is here. Dr. Fumi team is here. Which other team member is here? Is there another team leader that
Yes,
is here?
D. Omotola.
Omotola, okay. Okay, so we're going to do a PubMed search for Akin's group, an Embase search for Tega's group, and then a Google Scholar search.
Sorry, I want to request that as to do the searching, if you can actually save those search requests and actually mail it to each group.
Sorry, you said what? Please, can you repeat what you said? I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Hear you well.
When you do the search, is it possible to just like do kind of save those search so that you can mail it to each group and it can be part of what we're going to use in the course of the research?
No problem. I will do that. It's just that even after this, you want to refine the search at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you may not likely use what we will do here today.
All right, got it.
But I will mail it to every team.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for Akin's group, the topic is there any correlation between autistic childhood disorders and the development of psychiatric conditions in adulthood? Dr. Akin, have your group met to refine your topic and objectives?
Yeah, we still retain the topic. We did our objectives and research questions.
Okay.
We didn't meet. We want to meet after this meeting, but we've been communicating on the group chat.
Okay, and everybody is okay with this topic?
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing we do is to get our keywords. Our keywords will develop it into our search terms. So for this topic now, Dr. Akin, can you identify keywords, 3 or 4 keywords from this your topic?
Autistic childhood disorder and psychiatric condition.
Autistic childhood disorders and psychiatric conditions. Okay, so one psychiatric conditions, and then there is adulthood there.
Yes.
Right?
But we might not go with, because when we put childhood disorder and we put adults, it's gonna be difficult to narrow down the search. So if we just do psychiatric condition and in relation to autism.
Yes. Okay. Another thing is that the topic is kind of is broad.
It's very broad.
Yes, so you want to refine this topic again. When you say psychiatric conditions, what are you aiming at? Or what are you looking at? Because we have different forms of psychiatric conditions. Are you looking at anxiety? Are you looking at depression? Are you looking at suicidal ideations? Those are things you should be thinking of. Because psychiatric condition is a broad thing. So doing a search on this topic, you may have more than 100 papers, which may be very, very difficult for you to review at the end of the day. So I'll suggest that your team will actually look at this topic very well and see how they can refine this topic, especially the psychiatric condition. You can say, is there any correlation between autistic childhood disorders and the development of anxiety in adulthood, or depressive disorders in adulthood, or anxiety and depression in adulthood? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Hello?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. So for psychiatric conditions, it's kind of broad. So let's say I'm picking anxiety and depression. Let's say I'm picking anxiety and depression, autistic childhood disorders. So let's go to the search. So we have about 4 or 5 keywords here. The autistic childhood disorders, the anxiety, depression. Okay, I think that is about 3 keywords. So PubMed search. I hope you can see my screen. Everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. So this is like the interface for PubMed. Normally what we do is, or what people do is just come here and type and search. No, I'm going to teach us how to do a proper PubMed search. So the first thing you do is to go to your advanced, just click on advanced. Okay, I hope you can see this query box. We can all see this query box. So the next thing I do is I look for if you have your laptop, if you have your phones, you can follow me. You can just practice along with me so that you understand how it is. But since there's a recording, it's also good. So all we need to do is go to the query box. You can see there is all fits here. But what we want to do a specific search. All fit means you are going medical, social, and all that. We want to do a specific search. We want to narrow down our search to just medical terms. So we'll use the mesh term. I hope you've heard about mesh terms before. Have we heard of mesh terms before?
No.
Okay, so I think it stands for medical search headings. So that is it's for PubMed, we have different specific terms. So those in social sciences, they have the one they use. For medical related searches, we use mesh terms. It helps to narrow down our search, to make it more, what's it called? More medical related. Sorry, this is it. Mesh terms. I hope you can see it. Let me go back again. So you see this different, you can see affiliation, office. If you want just book, you can pick books. If you just want journals that have something relation to this, you can just pick journals. But we are going for mesh terms. Mesh terms is medical related search. So the first keyword, Dr. Aki, I hope you can hear me. The first keyword is autistic childhood disorders, right? So what we do, we just type in autistic childhood disorders. But you know, autistic childhood disorders, you can also say autism in childhood, right?
Yes.
Yes. So instead of adding and, you see this drop down button, you see add, you just come here and say, is it add with and add with or add with not? So autistic childhood disorders can also be if someone say autism in childhood, you will also understand. So we'll pick add with or. You can see autistic childhood disorders mesh terms. So I'll type in the query box, autism in childhood.
Sorry,
The
Dr.
next
Oye,
keyword,
sorry to take you back. Why are we,
no problem.
Dr. Oye, yeah, why are we
Yes,
using
yeah.
all? Why are we
Okay,
using all?
Okay, because we can actually say it's like synonyms. Is that you say this girl is pretty or
Okay,
this girl is beautiful. You
okay,
cannot say this girl is pretty and beautiful. You understand?
okay.
Yes, so that's why we are using all. Because autistic childhood
Okay, is it
disorders, the same thing as autism in childhood. Or you can say it's autism in childhood. It will help us refine our search.
okay? Okay. Thank you.
So that articles that have autistic child, like if you just say autistic childhood disorders, it might only bring just autistic childhood disorders. Articles that have autism, it can leave them behind. You understand? That's why I said, even after this meeting, you guys can still go back and refine your search. But this is just an example. So after autism in childhood, the next key term or the next keyword we have is anxiety. So instead of me clicking on all this time, I'll click on and. Oh, sorry, I have to go back. This was not right. Or let me just take it back so you see it. Say autism in childhood. Okay. So the next thing is anxiety. So instead of or, I will add and. I hope you can see it. And anxiety. The next one is depression. And depression. You cannot say anxiety or depression. Okay. So those are the 4 key terms: autistic childhood disorders, okay, anxiety, depression, development of anxiety in adulthood, development of depression. So you can see the search terms, they're much now. Because once you really search terms, you'll put them in your methodology. It makes your work more credible. Development of depression in adulthood. Development of anxiety and depression in adulthood. Search.
Okay, sorry, Dr. Oyi, after each term that you put in there, do you click on search or you just, what do you click on?
You click on search.
Search. After each item, each topic that you type in there.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm coming on. It seems, what's it called? PubMed has changed their interface. I don't know why it's showing nothing here. Normally use mesh terms. Okay. We have to go back then. I won't use mesh term this time around. Normally we use mesh term, but it seems they've changed their interface. I'll consult with everyone at the end of the day before tomorrow about that one. Let's use Office. I'm just going to go back again and just apply everything we've done. Autistic childhood disorder. Autism in childhood. Anxiety. Depression. I'll just be fast so that we can move on. Development of anxiety. Okay. So after that, you just click on search. Let's see. Okay. I hope everyone can see. Can we all see?
Yes.
So it gives us a more refined search. Here we can see 18 results. Let me see if I applied any filter. Okay, so there's no filter. Dr. Akin, when you are session on doing your general search, was this topic very rare? Hello?
It's a real, can you hear me? Yeah, it's a real
Yes.
topic. I don't think most people have started relating autism with or psychiatric condition or all this condition that we're looking at. It's
Yes.
two different field, but I know that there are like intercorrelation that we can work with.
Okay. So because I'm shocked at the number of the results we are having. We're having just 18 results. Understand? So this, your topic might not be a perfect example for us to use, but anyway, it's unique because your topic is rare. You may have difficulty in getting literatures to work with, but since it's a rare topic, I think it's nice. Journals won't refuse your work in a hurry. They want to accept it since it's a rare topic. But even at that, 18 results, it's kind of few. But anyway, we can still work with it. Let's go. So 18 results, that's what we got. But if you can see this is a literature review. Okay, this might not be, this is a review article. Trajectories of co-occurring pathologies in autism from late childhood. So you can see that there are some review articles, while some are not review articles. And you know you can't use a review article to work. You know that you are doing a review, you can't use a review article, you can't work with a review article. So what we'll do, the next thing we'll do is to what? Do our filters. So you want to filter this. The first thing is this. Do you want articles that have full text? Like for example, some articles, they are not free for you to access. You have to pay before you can access them. That may give you some issues. Yes, the article looks nice, it has an abstract, it looks nice, but you cannot actually access it. So that will be a problem if you choose that article. But I will give you a sheet where there's one site which we normally use. Whenever the article is not free for us to access, we just go to that site and download it from the site. I will tell us later. I think it's SkyHub. So you can use that. So let's say we are taking all articles that have abstracts. So all articles that have abstracts, still 18 results. So all of these articles have abstracts. So I'm going to filter again. All articles that are full text. You see, it's reduced now. It's now 17 results. And mind you, as I'm doing this, you are taking notes. You say, okay, because we are going to report it to your methodology. When we did our search with these search terms, we got 18 results. When we applied these filters, we got so number. You are going to report it so that anybody that is going to use that search term to review your work when it is submitted, they will get exactly what you have, as the exact numbers you have. So it just stems to credibility of your paper. Then we don't want review, we don't want systematic review articles. But PubMed has a default here because there's no place for observational studies here. You can look at it very well. So I actually did a search with one of my colleagues. That was 2 weeks ago. We did not apply this article type search. So we did that our own. We did it manually. So the next thing is publication dates. Do you want publications that are within 10 years range or above 10 years range or within 20 years range? So you can just pick anywhere you want. It's advisable you take the ones within 10 because they are still fresh. But when you are taking that, you must state it in your paper that we took articles within so range because of this, because of that. So let's say we are taking those within 10 years range. Let's see how many papers. So you can see it is reduced to 14. You can see it's reduced to 14. So the next thing I want to do now is that I want to download these search terms, or I want to save these search terms so that I can give it to my group members, and then we'll do an abstract screening. So after getting your articles, the next thing is to do abstract screening. Then after abstract screening, the next thing is full text screening. All those must be documented in your methodology. So for the abstract screening, you can appoint 2 or 3 persons in a group. Let's go through these papers together. So for example, let's say I and Dr. Akin, we want to do the abstract screening. Look at this paper. So let's say number 1, neurodevelopmental outcomes of preterm infants, a recent literature review. Say no, we don't want to pick this because it's a review. So this one is out already. Okay, mental health in childhood and adolescents, the role of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Okay, let's see this one. Look at this part, is a review article. So this one is out. Trajectories of co-occurring psychopathology symptoms. Okay, this does not look like a review article. We pick this one. This is a review article. Number 4, we'll take it out. Number 5, longitudinal association. Oh, nice. We pick this one. This one, we pick this one. Association of adverse life events with parental mental health with emotional and behavioral outcomes in young adults with autism spectrum disorder. So let's see. So anxiety at age 15 predicts psychiatric diagnosis. As you are reading the topic, you must look at it. Does the title look like something that can answer your research questions or your objectives? So you can see anxiety at age 15 predicts psychiatric diagnosis and suicidal ideation in late adolescence and young adulthood. You can see it does not have anything to do with autism. So this one is out. Genetic and early environmental predictors of adult self-reports of trauma. This one is out. Association of pre-pubertal and post-pubertal exposure to childhood. This one is out. Mental health of extremely low birth weight survivors, a systematic. So, Dr. Akin's work, your article is not a good, it's a title, your title is not a good example for us to use, but since we've already started, let's just use it. Morbidity and medication in large population.
Review article.
Hello?
You said some are review article.
Can you speak loud? I can't hear you clearly.
How are you identifying or not? Where you